And just like that, we are back with another video. Hi guys, Ashley Nicole here, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, which some of you are, then welcome to the channel. Hello, welcome back you guys. So today is like day 15, day 16 of Vlogmas, and let's just say your girl is happy that there's only 10 days left, okay, because we're struggling. With that being said, since there are only 10 days left in this month for Vlogmas, be sure to leave video ideas down below, because that means that even though there are 10 days left, I still need 10 videos. So if you're tired of seeing vlogs, leave some comments down below for me to let me know what you like to see. This video today was actually a requested video, and it was about weight loss. I get a lot of requests on my Instagram as well as in my YouTube comments about weight loss. The specifics, help me, give me tips, and so that's what we're doing today. So don't forget, before we even get into the video, to subscribe to the channel. You know you want to. And don't forget to go follow me over on Instagram, where I put polls, behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing in my everyday life, which is usually nothing, and a lot of mini workouts. So don't forget to go follow me over there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about some weight loss. So before we even start discussing weight loss, I want to get two very important things out of the way before we get started. One, cardio is not the answer for weight loss. It is not the end all be all method of weight loss. So if you didn't hear me, let me say it again. Cardio is not the only method for weight loss, nor is it the most beneficial long term. Okay? So when people say cardio, 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 no. Also, when people tell you to not eat carbs, that is also not an effective way of weight loss. Because your body needs energy, and so does your brain. And carbs translate directly to sugar, and sugar is what your brain primarily runs on. So without carbohydrates, you won't have the energy, the efficiency, the brain power to even muster up the energy to do any kind of working out, or to even be able to focus on your diet, let alone anything else. So I just wanted to get those two myths out of the way. It is not just going to be a cardio-based workout regimen. That is not all we need, and you do not need to cut out your carbs. So for my carb girls like me who love bread and pasta, so my first tip with weight loss is going to be insert weight lifting into your workout regimen. It doesn't have to be a strictly weightlifting only workout regimen, but implementing a little bit of weightlifting is going to be so much more beneficial than just a cardio alone workout regimen. So just in general, those who weightlift tend to have a higher BMR, which is a basal metabolic rate, meaning that they burn more calories at rest, which is beneficial. Weightlifting does help overall with your energy expenditure. Energy expenditure is how many calories are burned throughout the day when you're doing a lot of activity, and it also helps with your basal metabolic rate, or your rest and energy expenditure, which is when you're at rest. So when you have muscle, that resting energy expenditure increases, meaning you burn more calories overall. You're therefore going to be burning more calories, therefore losing weight. So the essential weight loss equation that you're going to hear so many times throughout this video is that a higher caloric expenditure plus a lower caloric intake is going to equal weight loss. So as long as you're keeping that formula in mind in a healthy way, you will achieve weight loss. And that's how I worked so hard to keep off 20 something pounds, because originally, you guys, and I did a whole video about it, but I was 182 pounds. I decided to implement that very equation I just gave you for weight loss. So again, with that being said, you want to have more muscle. More muscle burns more energy, therefore you'll burn more calories. So with working out, another benefit for weight loss will be that your metabolism stays higher longer after you finish weightlifting, which is beneficial because when you have a higher metabolism for a longer amount of time, you therefore are burning more calories. Back to our original equation, the more calories burned, which means a greater energy expenditure and a lower caloric intake, is going to equal weight loss. Now with that being said, you don't have to completely cut out cardio. Cardio is still a beneficial tool to weight loss, but it's not a very sustainable tool for long periods of time. But technically, if you want the ultimate fat burning weight loss machine, your regimen should include both cardio and weightlifting, because together they are a powerhouse for weight loss. So even though weightlifting seems to have better perks when it comes to weight loss, don't neglect cardio at all. Cardio is still a very beneficial tool as far as weight loss. Now with that being said, if you're like, girl, okay, I get it, combine weightlifting, combine cardio. If you want a separate video on how to make the most effective workout plan for your goals, let me know. I actually did a post over on Instagram about how to create the perfect program for your goals. So go check out my Instagram if you want to see a more concise little post. But if you want me to do a video which will give you a lot more information about how to create a program, how many reps, how many sets, how much cardio to do, whatever the case may be, let me know, and I will definitely make a video on that for you guys. Now tip number 2 is probably considered the most important tip, and I would consider it one of the most important tips because technically all the tips that I'm going to give you all coincide together. So if you're neglecting one area or one tip that I give, then you're kind of going to mess up your results as far as weight loss goes. So for tip number 2, you want to make sure that you are eating right, which is i.e. called a diet. Now, dieting in my mind is not a safe word to use because dieting can be triggering for certain people. Diets tend to make the brain think that you're going to starve yourself, or that you're not going to eat enough, or that you're going to be very restrictive, and so that's not what I'm promoting at all. I'm promoting healthy eating. So what we're going to say is a lifestyle change, which is easier for you to cope with, easy for you to adjust to. When people hear diets, they think starvation, restriction, I can't have, and that's not what healthy eating is. So when it comes to eating right, you want to make sure, one, that you know how much nutrients you actually need to survive, which means what's the base amount of calories that you need to function on a daily basis. You can calculate that with a couple of equations. I can put the equation in the description box down below, so that if you need that information, you could use it to figure out how much do I need to eat if I'm not working out at all, just to maintain proper functioning for my body. How much do I need to eat? Once you figure out how much you need to eat, then you can figure out how to cut down on how much you eat. So say I can have like 2,200 calories. For me, if I'm gonna start cutting, which is another term for weight loss, I would decrease my caloric intake by 10% and then let myself adjust to that for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then after that, I would cut it a little bit more, maybe 10% more, depending on my results. So by essentially cutting my calories, which means just eating below the basic amount of calories. So eating in a caloric deficit is very important to weight loss because, again, I gave you that equation at the beginning stating that you want to have a high energy expenditure, a caloric deficit, meaning you're not intaking a lot of calories, equaling weight loss. Now, for that to be an effective method, you want to make sure that you're eating the right amount. Because they tell you a lot that if you eat a lot of food or you overeat, that you're going to be overweight or you're not going to be able to lose weight, which is true. But if you also undereat, your body will hold on to anything, water, salt, and therefore you're going to be bloated, you're not going to lose any weight, and you might even gain more weight. So when changing your diet and changing how much you're eating, you want to make sure that you're calculating the correct amount of nutrients or the correct amount of calories for you to achieve your goals safely. This is in no way saying that I need to cut out this, and this in order to achieve the ultimate idea of whatever your body goal is, because you can change your diet to gain weight or to lose weight. You want to make sure that you're not cutting to the point where you're not giving your body enough nutrients. You can very well eat whatever you want to eat as long as it's under your caloric expenditure, because you will still burn, you know, that's the equation. But I would tell you to focus on eating nutritionally dense foods, because those are the foods that are going to help you get the results you want and the body composition that you're probably trying to achieve, which again is going to be different for everybody's body. It's not going to look like Susan's, it's not going to look like Jim's, it's going to be your body composition for itself. And so to achieve that goal, you want to make sure that you're eating foods that are going to lead you there. So fruits, vegetables, complex carbs. Again, you can have carbs, but just edit your carbs. So for me personally, I love like French fries and potatoes. Like I'm a starchy girl, okay? I love it all. And for me personally, when I'm eating out, I like to make conscious decisions. Like, yeah, I'm eating out and yeah, the food is still fried, but I can choose a better option for myself. So I want fries. Instead of getting the regular potato fries, I could get sweet potato fries, which sweet potatoes have a greater nutritional value than regular potatoes. So therefore, I'm giving my body more nutrients. And you guys, when you eat more nutrient based, you usually are able to consume more of them, which means you're eating less calories, but you're eating more food, which is ultimately going to help you. So you're not going to feel like you're starving. You're not going to feel like, oh my God, I'm about to die, I'm so malnourished. Now, when you're trying to achieve a weight loss, counting your macros is something that a lot of people amp up, which isn't a negative or a positive. It's just a learning tool to help you learn how to eat. So for me, I started counting my macros, and again, I talk about all of this in my weight loss journey, which I'll post the little card up above if you want to check that out, because I give you a more in-depth like story as to how I went through my weight loss journey and how that went for me. But personally, I started counting my macros because I realized I didn't really know how to eat. And counting your macros just helps you figure out how much of the macronutrients you should be ingesting. But when you think about adding in more nutritionally dense foods, it's kind of a win-win, because when you insert more nutritionally dense foods, you can usually have more of them, which means you can eat more, which means you're not hungry because you're eating a lot of food, but you're still eating below your caloric intake. But then you're also working out. You're then meeting that equation that we talked about earlier, which again, I'll pop it up instead of saying it. But then you meet this equation right here again, and that helps you evolve into weight loss. Like that popular saying says, you can't outwork a bad diet. My third tip is to drink more water. So if we didn't think about it, so our bodies are made up majority of water, which means it is an important and vital part to just our overall living in general. But when it comes to weight loss, it could be a natural appetite suppressant, which I know we don't really think about. But if you're drinking the amount of water that you're supposed to drink a day, you're gonna be kind of full. So that's what's happening when you're drinking a lot of water. It causes you to feel fuller, and then when you're fuller, you eat less, you need that equation again because your caloric intake will be lower. And drinking water is also going to be beneficial in general for your health, just because it helps break down your food better, helps with your skin, your energy levels. But if you're just starting off, you're like, girl, I am not drinking a gallon of water. Okay, that's too much water, I'm gonna be peeing all day. Then I would tell you to just start with your body weight, divide it in half, and that's the amount of ounces that you want to drink a day of water. That's your goal. And then if you work out, add like 20 more ounces to that, maybe a little bit more. Sometimes, you guys, the hunger pains you feel is just your body actually telling you that it's thirsty. Sometimes can confuse the thirsty feeling with the hunger feeling. So again, if you're drinking a lot of water, that'll help with those mixed signals from your body, because sometimes you're probably eating and that's not even what's necessary. So that also will help you decrease your caloric intake, which goes back into our equation that I'm not going to say again. Again, you guys, these tips are super simple. The next tip is going to be sleep. It's just, I feel like, things that we normally tend to neglect. So you want to make sure you're getting enough rest. If you're working out and you're not resting, you're not giving your body time to fix all the micro tears that you've created from your workouts. When you're sleep deprived, one, you're not giving your body the adequate rest it needs to rebuild the muscle. Therefore, you're not going to see a lot of muscle growth or body composition changes because you're not giving your body time to recoup. Also, it's been shown that sleep deprived people are more prone to eat more, even when they're not technically hungry, just because your neurotransmitters are off. I'm not going to go through all the specifics because science, but just so you know, what happens is your neurotransmitters are off, and so the one that makes you hungry is going to be higher because you're sleep deprived versus the one that does the appetite suppressant, which will be lower. So with that being said, it makes you overall hungry, and then when you're sleep deprived, you tend to make bad choices when it comes to food because you want convenient, quick, and usually the convenient and quick foods aren't the best for you. So just be worried that sleep is also a vital step, and all of these steps that I've stated are all important because they all work together. So if you're missing one step, you're kind of missing all the other ones because you're just hurting yourself in little places. Think of not getting any rest as going to the grocery store hungry. You're literally going to grab any and everything because you're just hungry, but you're only hungry because you're not getting enough rest, and your body is trying to find a way to get more energy, therefore eat more food, because food equals calories is energy, and that's how your body computes getting the energy into the body. So just remember, you want your rest because you don't want to be eating sleep deprived, okay? And my last tip for today's video is going to be, well, it's kind of two tips put into one, but you want to be consistent with your workout regimen and your eating habits. Be consistent because consistency is key. That does not mean you can't treat yourself, but you just want to be consistent because consistency equals reward. But also, you guys, make sure you remember that your weight loss journey or your workout journey in general, whether it's weight loss, weight gain, it's only your journey. So you're going to see Susan eat Burger King and Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. So everyone's journey is different. Everyone's workout regimen is going to be different. So what works for me is not going to work for you. What works for you is not going to work for me, and that's okay. It's a journey for a reason. So you're going to have to figure out what actually works for you. What can you eat? What can you not eat? But again, I just want to restate the 4 main tips of the video, which was start to incorporate weightlifting into your regimen. It's going to be so helpful for the amount of calories burned. 2, you want to make sure you're eating healthy and that you're consuming the right amount of nutrients, i.e. fueling your body enough for the work that you're actually doing. 3, make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Again, you want to try to consume half of your body weight in ounces of water a day, preferably, and if you work out, you want to add some to that because you want to drink more. And then 4, you want to make sure that you're getting enough rest, because rest is where all the magic happens. While you're resting and laying, your body is rebuilding, okay? And also being well rested helps you pick better options of food. So again, all those 4 tips all go together. Remember, the journey is only your own. Okay guys, well that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching to this point. If you guys have any questions about how to create your own program or how to count your macros, no matter what your goal is, let me know in the comments down below, and I will gladly create another video for you guys giving you a little bit more information. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.